Coming up on the final Sports Extra of this semester, the lacrosse teams had a happy senior send-off in Kenan Stadium.
It was a heck of a comeback this weekend at Boshemer Stadium as the Heels swept the Jackets.
And fans of the women's tennis team might have thought they were seeing double. All that and so much more, Sports Extra starts
right now.
From the University of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
It was senior day for many athletes this weekend. Hey, it's senior day for us in the studio tonight. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Paul Beam.
And I'm Bailey Ingalls. But before we get to all the senior festivities, a high-profile junior is our top story. Coming off a season that saw him win ACC Most Improved Player, First Team All-ACC, and Third Team All-America honors, junior forward Luke May has declared for the NBA draft. It's important to note that May will not hire an agent. That means May can return to Carolina to play his senior season if he isn't projected as a high draft pick. In his junior season, he averaged 16.9 points and 10.1 rebounds per game, an increase of 11.4 points per game from his sophomore season. Not to mention his dependability on the inside and commanding presence on the boards. And no Carolina fan can forget the Elite Eight buzzer beater against Kentucky that propelled the Heels to the 2017 National Championship.
3,000 Tar Heel fans filled Kenan Stadium on Saturday to watch the men's lacrosse team end the season on a high note against Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish sure brought the fight, and the game was back and forth until time expired. UNC never led by more than 2, but senior Chris Cloutier helped keep the Heels in the lead throughout. Junior goalkeeper Alex Bassel recorded a career-high 14 saves, including a huge save in the final 10 seconds to secure the Heels' 10-9 win. Celebration broke out after Bassel's final save, and the celebration quickly turned emotional, with 13 seniors having just played their final game. Cloutier discussed what this win and the past 4 years as a Tar Heel have meant to him.
As soon as I stepped in the door, you know, it's like it's a family here. And, well, you could pick anyone in that locker room, and they jump right through there. They jump right on it. They take a bullet for anyone on this team, and that's the way it's been. It's been an honor.
Cloutier is one of the greatest players in program history. And, of course, his championship-winning goal against Maryland in 2016 is forever ingrained in every Heels fan's mind.
The number 5 ranked women's lacrosse team faced off Saturday against the Heels' fierce rivals, 22nd ranked Duke. It was a beautiful afternoon at Kenan Stadium, but the Tar Heels got off to a shaky start when Duke's Olivia Jenner won the opening faceoff and immediately charged down the field to score with a brutal finish. But UNC answered quickly as Marie McCool leveled the score within 30 seconds. After some back and forth scoring, the Blue Devils took a 5-4 lead. Then the Heels turned their swag on, scoring 11 unanswered goals to take full control. From there, it was smooth sailing for UNC as Jamie Ortega racked up 7 goals to lead her team to a dominant 20-10 victory. It was the Heels' 3rd straight match, scoring 20 or more goals.
And they definitely came out really fast and really strong, and we knew they'd be aggressive. And it kind of took us like a while to get things going, but then once it did, we didn't stop.
The Heels enter the ACC tournament as a number 2 seed and will face the 7th-seeded Syracuse in the final round on Thursday. If the Heels can take down the Cuse, they'd face the winner of the 3rd-seeded Virginia and 6th-seeded Duke, both of whom the Heels defeated this year. If Heels fans want to catch some of that action, they won't have to go far because Duke is hosting the tournament.
Sparks were flying on Friday night when the Tar Heels took on Georgia Tech in the opening game of a crucial weekend series. The Tar Heels needed the wins to move up in the ACC Coastal Division standings. Michael Bush and Kyle Datris did what they've done all season long, hit the ball, baby. Bush nailed a double to bring in Zach Gahagan and Jackson Hesterly. Datris followed that up with a dinger that brought home Bush and Dallas Tesser, setting the score at 5-1 in the bottom of the second. The Heels stayed hot for the rest of the game, too. Cody Roberts hits an inside-the-park home run, the team's first in 14 years. And Ike Freeman sent one so far over the left field wall, it almost cleared the netting. Final score 9-3. The Heels take the first game of the series. Carolina decided to leave all the excitement in Game 2 for the end with a new Mr. Clutch, Jackson Hesterly. Down 4 with the bases loaded in the 8th, he launches a no-doubt home run to tie the game at 6. On to extras we go. The Heels face a 2-run deficit when Dylan Enweiler doubles and eventually scores thanks to Brandon Margarano. Then Ben Kasparius triples to bring Margarano home, and Dallas Tesser gets a sac fly that brings home Kasparius. That's 3 runs in the 10th. Ball game, folks. Heels win a thriller, 9-8. And the Heels had the brooms out on Sunday. Cooper Criswell pitched 7 strong innings, striking out 5, looking for his 3rd win of the season. In the 3rd inning, Carolina took the lead off the bat of Michael Bush. That's another dinger. Georgia Tech tried to respond with a run in the top of the 4th, but it wouldn't be enough. The Heels caught fire in the 7th, opening the score up to 10-1 with 2 RBI doubles from Cody Roberts and Ike Freeman to send home 4 Heels. Carolina sweeps the Jackets with a 10-3 win and moves into 1st place in the ACC Coastal Division.
That's life in this league. If you walk people and make mistakes, the other team's going to make you pay. And we did it to them, they did it to us some, but that's still probably the area that we need to improve on the most here.
Another big series win keeps the ball rolling for the Diamond Heels, and here to tell us more about it is baseball analyst Michael Coe. Michael, what's on your mind for this week?
You know, Paul, we normally think of the state of North Carolina as basketball heaven, but this year its accomplishments on the Diamond are unprecedented. NC State, Duke, ECU, and Carolina. 4 programs that have all made the NCAA baseball tournament in the past, but never all at the same time. This year, though, that's more than likely going to change. Let's take a look at the rankings. NC State sits at 3, ECU at 8, UNC at 10, and Duke at 13. That's 4 teams in the top 13, and all will surely make the tournament. To make things more interesting, if standings hold, all 4 teams could host regionals this summer. 4 regionals in one state at one time, including 3 in the Triangle. Talk about dominance. But before we get to postseason play, Carolina is hosting another Carolina at the Bosch on Tuesday, as Coastal Carolina will visit Chapel Hill. The 18th ranked Chanticleers took the title 2 years ago in a season that included a road win at Boshemer, not your average midweek game. You know, so Paul, bottom line, if your school has the word Carolina in it, chances are you have a solid baseball team this year. I'd love to see 4 regionals in the state of North Carolina this year. Well, that'd certainly be a huge weekend in the Triangle. That's baseball analyst Michael Coe in studio. Thanks, Michael.
If you were at the baseball games this weekend, you might have noticed somebody new sitting in the dugout. Peyton Walker tells us he's new, but he isn't.
The Diamond Heels have lots of fans, but J.R. Anton, a young man with a rare genetic disorder who flies all the way from Nebraska once a year to cheer on the team, holds a special place in their hearts.
So we started a study at UNC in 2005, and then in 2006, the baseball team came to Omaha. Well, they came 6, 7, 8, I do believe. And over that time, he would go to each game. Well, then, as he got a little bit older, he started friending them on Facebook. And then in 2014, we've come every year for a week.
And his visit isn't spent in the stands. On game day, you'll find him dressed in uniform, serving as the team's bat boy.
The coaches and the players make me feel like part of the team and one of them.
That's because he is. Last year, JR officially signed with the team to become a Diamond Heel for life.
We just kind of thought that we needed to sort of make it kind of official. You know, we had a table and we had all our players around and we had some people taking pictures and we made a big deal out of it.
JR's membership is special to his teammates as well.
He's always energized, always happy, and it's hard to be sad around him. Kind of just brightens everybody up every day.
That makes him so easy to love.
When you first reach out to a young man who obviously is different, you basically get to react one way or the other. You get to look at him as different, or you get to go put your arms around him.
And that's exactly what the Heels have done.
It's amazing to think that these young men have done so much for him because they make him feel like there's nothing wrong and that life is normal.
Coach says he's prouder of that than anything the team has done on the field. In Chapel Hill, I'm Peyton Walker reporting.
JR is hoping the Heels make it out to Omaha this year to pay him a visit. The women's tennis team headed to Durham looking for a rivalry win,
but headed back to Chapel Hill feeling blue.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. What? Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday. And I love tacos.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us young. Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
The top-ranked women's tennis team took the short trip down Tobacco Road to Durham this weekend, looking to extend a 6-match winning streak. But the Devils had something else in mind. In doubles, the Heels started out strong with a win on court 1 from Jessie Aney and Alexa Graham, and then again from Marika Ackerman and McKenna Jones on court 3. However, in singles, the Heels struggled, with McKenna Jones snagging the only win in a thrilling tiebreaker match. Jones has yet to lose this spring in ACC competition, but the Heels couldn't overcome singles losses on every other court. Duke wins this one 5-2. Against Pitt on Sunday, the Heels quickly snagged the doubles point with shots like these from seniors Maggie Kane and Cassandra Vasquez. The seniors weren't the only players showing off on Sunday. Sophomore McKenna Jones won in straight sets yet again on court 1, and Alexa Graham brought in a quick victory on court 3, 6-0, 6-2. Next up for the Heels is the ACC Championship next week in Cary. Carolina is currently sitting at the number 2 seed behind Duke.
The men's tennis team hit the road Friday to take on Florida State in Tallahassee, and Carolina did a tomahawk chop on the Seminoles. On court 1, William Bloomberg and Robert Kelly clinched a doubles point with a series of unstoppable returns from Kelly to prove yet again why they're one of the best duos in the nation. The Heels lost momentum in the first set on courts 1 through 3, but with a straight sets win, freshman Matt Kiger provided a lower court boost. Bloomberg came back on court 1, and although outranked by his opponent, Benjamin Sigwin won straight sets to clinch the match 4-1 for the Heels. This is the Heels' 10th ACC win of the season. Staying in Florida for the weekend, the team faced off against Miami on Sunday for its last regular season match. The Heels won 4-0 after singles wins from Matt Kiger, Benjamin Sigwin, William Bloomberg, and Blaine Boyden. It was UNC's 11th win of the season, tying the Heels for the regular season title with Wake Forest. It's a program high for ACC wins in a season.
Providing academic facilities for athletes like Sigwin and Bloomberg is expensive. The athletics department at D1 schools typically spend, get this, $3 million yearly to provide those facilities for student athletes. Marissa Rowald tells us those expenditures can be controversial.
You've probably seen this building on your walk to and from class, the Loudermilk Center for Excellence. Behind these closed doors is the Student Athlete Academic Support Center, which offers student athletes quiet places to study and refuel. You can find women's basketball player Emily Sullivan studying here every night after practice.
It's a place for us to get all the academic help we need, because it's so hard to balance everything that if there wasn't somebody helping student athletes, then we wouldn't be eligible to play.
Sullivan and other athletes' schedules keep them busy on most days, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sullivan says it's because of Loudermilk that student athletes are able to balance academics with a full-time job of playing a sport at the Division I level. A $3 million gift from the Raleigh-based John William Pope Foundation funded the Student Athlete Support Center. Rachel Despard is a sophomore music major who doesn't support the system.
Should they be given this special treatment when they don't really deserve the academic privileges? No, they shouldn't be given those facilities at all.
Despard and many other art students have been outspoken about what they say are neglected departments on campus. University officials have deferred maintenance on many campus buildings. The second floor of the Salone Art Library collapsed last December, and librarians are still relying on a plastic canopy and buckets to protect the books from water damage. Students created a Facebook event called Carol Fault Revolt to bring attention to the Campaign for Carolina, a $4.25 billion fundraiser. These critics say that most of the funds will go towards athletics. I talked with Kimberly Ellenez, Chief Marketing Officer at UNC, who said that's not the case.
But it's not a fundamental priority any more than any of the other disciplines.
Ellen has told me the $4.25 billion will support 4 different categories: students and their educational experiences, faculty and scholarship, innovation, and signature initiatives such as Arts Everywhere. And although the campaign does support athletics, she says it won't be at the expense of other departments on campus. In Chapel Hill, I'm Marissa Rowell reporting.
The Campaign for Carolina goal is to raise $4.25 billion by December 31st of 2022. The campaign so far has generated nearly half of that.
In its second to last ACC series of the season, the softball team took on Georgia Tech in Atlanta with superstar Brittany Pickett in the circle. In Game 1 on Friday, the Heels took over in the 4th inning with the score tied at 1, and Megan Dre doubles to send 2 runners in to make the score 3-1. On the next play, Caitlin Shiflett hits this sacrifice bunt to send Sierra Parkinson in, adding to the Tar Heel lead. The Yellow Jackets tried to mount a comeback, but Brittany Pickett slammed the door in the 7th, sealing a Carolina victory. In Game 2 on Saturday, the Heels came out strong and had a 2-1 lead, with Taylor White sending a hit soaring to right field and allowing the Heels to score 2 runs with 2 outs. Carolina held on to the lead until the 5th inning when the Jackets hit a home run, then scored 2 more runs, handing the Heels the 5-2 loss. In the first inning of Game 3, the Heels took a 3-0 lead, including one on this RBI by Christina Burkhart. Georgia Tech responded with 2 runs in the second, but the Heels countered with home runs from both Brittany Pickett and Taylor White to go up 5-3. But the Jackets scored 3 more runs to come back to win the game 6-5 and take the series. The Heels are 2-13 when Pickett isn't pitching. The Heels will take on Liberty at 6 on Wednesday.
She's defined UNC gymnastics for 4 years.
And this Tar Heel is in the fast lane to success.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
As a parent, I think it's tragic that 1 in 5 children struggles with hunger right here in America. But there is hope. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The track and field team split up this weekend to attend the Virginia Challenge and the Duke Invitational. In Charlottesville on day one, Blake Dodge clocked her personal 800-meter best while finishing third in the event. The women's 4x100 team clocked sub 45 seconds to finish first. Jillian Shipp dominated day two. She broke the UNC hammer record, throwing 63.19 meters on her first attempt, and that won the event. Down the street in Durham, senior Cassie Greenwald participated in the 1500 meter and set a lifetime best, running 4 meters and 33.83 seconds, finishing 21st. Student athletes at Carolina like Greenwald find ways to reach out to the community. Destiny Walker, a student athlete herself, tells us about a program many of them enjoy participating in.
Former lacrosse player Zoe Skinner started the Pen Pals program 5 years ago. Corey Sawyer serves as the Assistant Director of Student Athlete Development and oversees this program.
Athletes were paired with a student and they exchanged letters about 6 times a year, and we now have 350 athletes who exchange letters with an elementary school student.
Despite their busy schedules, student athletes find the time to stop by the Loudermilk building to write their letters.
They'll pick up their letter in my office, they'll write their letter back, put it in the little teacher folder, and then Kyle is kind of the mailman and delivers the letters to the school.
Student athletes enjoy writing to the kids and having an opportunity to get to know them better.
Pen pals are really important to me. This is my second year writing to kids at the elementary school. It's just cool just to see these little kids look up to you and just know that you have an impact and that they look forward to reading your letters each week.
Though these athletes enjoy writing back and forth to their pen pals, the best part is when they finally get to meet them.
At the end of the semester, we have a big pen pal meet and greet where they actually get to meet the student that they wrote all semester.
It's always fun at the end of the year to be able to meet them because you've been talking to them all year and you feel like you know them pretty well.
The athletes will meet their pen pals at a baseball game at the end of April. In Chapel Hill, I'm Destiny Walker reporting.
The Pen Pals will meet face-to-face at Boschmer Stadium this Wednesday during the baseball game versus Western Carolina.
It's nearing the end of the year for UNC Athletics, and as always, the annual Rammies Award will serve as the cap to an exciting season. For more, we go to reporter Mallory Marks, who's live from the event where preparations are underway. Mallory.
Bailey, we're here at the Rammies, where it's a little bit dark in here because they're getting ready for the big event. But it's here where athletes from across campus come together. But unlike most of her peers, gymnast Morgan Lane wasn't recruited. She asked for a spot on the team. And 4 years later, she's making big history. Taylor Buck has the story.
Morgan Lane knows what it's like to come close. For the past 2 years, the senior gymnast has fallen short of qualifying to the NCAA championships. But this year, Lane became the first UNC gymnast to qualify for the championship since 2012.
I've been trying to do this for 4 years now. It's always been a goal of mine since coming to Carolina. And so it being my senior year, it's just truly amazing that I get to go.
Although this has been a long-standing goal of Lane's, now that she's qualified, she says the pressure is off.
The most pressure was actually just qualifying because there's nothing at stake now. Just being able to go is an honor anyways. I'm just going to go out there and have fun because it's my last meet and I really want to enjoy it.
Based on how Lane's prepared, enjoying the championship won't be difficult.
We've been building the whole time and just getting better and better, and so I think we've truly planned it out so that I'm going to peak it this time.
Lane's training has clearly paid off. She's currently ranked 3rd all-time on the beam at Carolina. But her routine isn't the only thing she needs balance for. This year, Lane was inducted into Phi Beta Kappa, received the ACC Postgraduate Scholarship, and was named the Eagle Scholar of the Year.
A little bit stressful, but I believe that God already has a plan for me, and especially going into graduation, going into nationals, I really just cling to that and know that everything's going to turn out okay.
Lane has one final meet in a Carolina leotard, and she wants to make it count. But regardless of her final score, it's like she said, things will turn out okay. The gymnast has already left her mark on UNC gymnastics. I'm Taylor Buck, reporting.
And Bailey, there's no better way for Lane to go out in her 4 years than by living a big dream just like this. And her fans hope that she gets the recognition tonight at the Rammies that she definitely deserves. Back to you.
That's Mallory Marks live from the Rammies. Thanks, Mallory. We're playing basketball. We're playing basketball.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I love the way they dribble up and down the court. And I don't mind looking like a dork.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
College athletes are constantly in the gym, working on their game, and trying to push their team to be the best that it can be. But are college athletes any match for the talent that we have here at Sports Extra?
We didn't think so. So we laced them up and challenged the women's basketball team. Natalie Harden tells us what happened.
You've seen balling in the gym, but the regulators,
We got him on the way up,
the commentators,
Are we doing like just like an end game call?
the real team. Oh, and these guys. As you can tell by now, this is not your regular basketball game. It's Anchors versus the women's basketball team.
Paul Beam with the board.
Tips it out to himself. And for three. Money
Yes,
ball.
sir.
Let's
Bang.
go. Paul Beam with the hot start.
If you thought that luck was going to run out, it wasn't. Paul Beam wasn't done yet.
Paul Beam, if you just look at his shirt, he is wearing a Michael Jordan, it might be a 1982 game winner shirt. He is on fire at the current
He was ready to go.
With the Anchors up at halftime 18-12, that's right, the Anchors were up 6. Cambria Haro caught up with Coach Nick Bullock for the inside scoop on his team.
Coach, in the locker room, what did you talk to your team about?
Well, we have a very much lack of ball movement today, Cambria. We are not moving the ball well. We are letting this team move the ball at will. Too many post-entry passes. We are being let off the hook by their lack of effort. But once they kick up this effort in the second half, it will not be easy sledding. So my team has to pick it up the intensity.
The women's team picked it up and swatted Paul Beam. Paul Beam was held in check in the second half, and the women's basketball team had a little help from the refs.
Oh, Janelle Bailey from the baseline. Oh, rebound Jalen Murray. It's just too easy. Paul Beam's height is going to be just a weakness for the team today.
Moses Masulu definitely is picking up the pace this half. He did make some statements at halftime saying that he was going to pick it up and he was going to take over this game.
Despite Masulu picking up our slack, the women's team wasn't joking around anymore. And what the ladies have been waiting for the whole game, shot, foul. Paul Beam, you're out of there. And you guessed it, the women's basketball team takes the dub, and Paul Beam took the L.
Now that was a lot of fun, and it's been a lot of fun bringing you Sports Extra this semester. So before we sign off, we'd like to honor the Sports Extra class of 2018, Nick Bolick, Sarah Willie, Jonah Lossie, Abby Presley, Moses Masulu, Lex Juarez, Michael Coe, and my partner in crime, Bailey Ingalls. And
last, and most certainly still least, Paul Beam. What a great 4 years it's been. And that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
Watching, good night.